And welcome to the announcing the BWC 2022 list. We are very excited to have you here today and so excited to announce the list for 2022. My name is Christine Epps and I am the program coordinator for Best Workplaces for Commuters. Today you're going to hear also from our program director, Julie Bond, and the TDM director, Phil Winters, who's going to step you through the Commuter Benefits Guide for Employers. I want to bring your attention to a few housekeeping things. We do have a chat box, so if you make your cursor go to the bottom of your screen, you'll see chat as a feature. We want to encourage you to talk to one another. Say hi, say we're on the list this year. We're so excited, can't wait. We also have a Q&A box. So again, make your cursor go to the bottom of the screen and you'll see a Q&A box. That's an opportunity to ask your question while the webinar is going on. We're going to try and answer those questions as we go. So keep an eye on that for an answer to your question. On the next slide, you're going to see that we have a new website for BWC. So we rolled this out mid-summer and hopefully you've taken a look at it so far. But if you haven't, I encourage you to go check it out. One of the wonderful features that you're going to see on this is you can access your BWC record right online. So if you go back to the previous slide, I'd like to show you that at the top right of the website, there's a little green icon of a person. So you click on that to sign on. And you sign on with your email address and your password. If you do not know your password, just hit forgot password and it will reset it for you. And then you can change it later. And then that will give you access not only to seeing your BWC record, but also member only access to certain features and resources. On the next slide, we'll see that this is what the member profile looks like. It's not the whole thing, it's just a snippet of it, but I want to call your attention to the fact that you have your BWC certificate uploaded as a PDF right there. So no longer do you have to wait by the mailbox for your BWC certificate to arrive. You can log in to the website, scroll down just a little bit till you get to BWC certificate, and you can see that it will be loaded right there. Just click on it, and then you can download it and print it yourself in all of the glorious color. I also want to mention a couple other things about the website, and we're going to talk, Phil's going to talk about the Commuter Benefits Guide. And I want to let you know that you can get that on the website right there on the home page. If you scroll down a little bit to resources, you'll see an image of it. If you click on that and fill out the information and submit it, it will send you an email with a link to this handy ebook guide. So that's right on the home page. In addition, for the announcement, we want you to take advantage of every kind of media opportunity that we have so that everyone can know that you have made this great accomplishment and you are a best workplace for commuters, for your employees, for your students. And to do that, we not only have announced via a national newswire, so that is going out to publications all across the US. But in addition, we've sent you a social media toolkit, as well as that's listed on the website. So you can see on this toolkit suggestions of how you can format posts to Twitter, to LinkedIn, to Facebook, to whatever your favorite social media outlet is, or do them all. That'd be great. And we want you to encourage one another. If you see each other on social media, encourage one another, say, congratulations, so glad you're on the list too. You can drive people to your website. So it's a great way to just feed all of this recognition out into social media and let other people know about it. So next, I would like to introduce our next speaker, the program manager for Best Workplaces for Commuters. Not only she's the program manager for BWC, but also for Walkwise, Bike Walk Tampa Bay, and several other programs that we have. She, in addition to teleworking, she also enjoys riding her bike to work, and she enjoys taking her dogs for walks around her neighborhood. So please help me in welcoming Julie Bond.
Thank you so much, Christine. And thank you for giving that great overview. I just wanted to let everyone know Christine has worked very hard on the new website, and we hope that it will benefit all of you, that it will make your membership easier. And we have added many benefits that I will tell you about. But first, we're very excited to announce that more than 500 workplaces have been named to the 2022 Best Workplaces for Commuters list today. And as Christine said, the list was released on Global Newswire, so it was released across the world today at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And so in your media packet, you should have sample press releases that you can use to send out locally. So we want everyone to get the word out. We have sent the national list release out, and now we can work with you to get that release out in your local community. And this year, the release breaks the all-time record of members. Every year, we keep going up in membership. So this year, again, we broke our record number, and over 500 workplaces, best universities, and best sites were named to the list. So again, I want to congratulate everyone, and everyone has worked very hard to get on the list this year. And it's going to be a very good year for best workplaces for commuters. So again, thank you for being members, and thank you to the guests who are joining us today to listen to more. You can find the list on the new Best Workplaces for Commuters website, and you can view each list by state. You can view it in alphabetical order. You can view it by workplace, university, or site. We also have a list of our partners. So please, after the webinar, go to the website, look at all the members, and you can click on their links and go to their each individual web pages. And so we really invite you to go and look at those members and really congratulate everyone who made this list this year for 2022. So every year I tell you a little bit about our best workplaces for commuters, who they are. And this year, we're changing, all of you who are best workplaces for commuters are changing how over 2 million employees and students commute to work or school every day. And so a little bit of information on that. We have 424 workplaces that were named, 65 universities, so that went up, and 28 best sites. And again, go to the list and look at all those names. I'm going to name drop just a few because I think that adds a little bit to our webinar. I can't name everyone, but just to name a few of our members, we have workplaces such as Google, IBM, Intuit, Seattle Children's Hospital, Florida Department of Transportations across the state. We have universities and sites. Also, we have Stanford University, UCLA, Virginia Tech, George Mason University, University of South Florida, where we're located here. And then we also have many best sites, such as Hacienda. We have, and again, I can't name all of the sites, workplaces, and universities today. That would be over 500, but I just wanted to mention a few today that are on the list. And please go to that website and view each of our members. We value each one of you. And so we want to work with you this year and give you that credit and make sure you take advantage of the programs that we offer. The top 10 states are Florida came in at number 1. California was number 2. Congratulations to all the states. Virginia came in at number 3. Texas number 4, and North Carolina number 5. Now we have BWC members in 22 states in the United States, and these are the members with the states with the most members. But again, congratulations to all 22 states who are members, and you can view those states on our website if you're curious about who those are. And I want to talk a little bit about the primary benefits that are offered by members. So this is for our member workplaces. So you can see the highest percentage was telework. So again, many employers are embracing telework, and they have implemented programs over the last year or so, and they're sticking with those. And that again is our top primary benefit offered was telework. You can see it's closely followed by transit passes. So our members are offering that transit pass benefit, and they're paying at least $30 a month or more for people to take transit to work each day. Also, van pool subsidy still remains strong. And so you can see over 30% of our members offer a van pool subsidy. And then we also have compressed work week, pre-tax commuter benefits, employee shuttles, bicycle community, carpool subsidies, and then a parking benefit also. So we have these great programs, and you can see the percentages. Again, this is the primary benefit that each member has to offer to meet the national standard of excellence. And so every member has one of those, but we have found that almost all of our members offer more than just one benefit. And then if you, this is the university percentages for primary benefit offered. So you can see at the top, transit pass. So the transit pass is big. Also shuttles, our universities are offering shuttles to their employees and to their students to get around campus. And also coming in close, we have the, again, transit pass for employers and students. So we have that split out on this slide. You can see the shuttles, the bicycle community is also high, and also telework has gone up a little bit over the last year for our university members. So that is interesting to see what is happening year to year. But our members, the benefits are going strong for each of those members. And then to become a best workplaces for commuters, our members have to offer supporting benefits. They have to offer at least 3 of these. But we have found, as Christine can attest, many of these benefits are checked. So we know that these best workplaces are really offering strong programs. And every year, secure bicycle parking comes up at the top because we found, 74% of our members provide some type of bicycle parking, followed by membership in a TMA, so a Transportation Management Association. And you can see these are the top 10, so followed by on-site showers and lockers. They have a transportation coordinator. A rideshare matching program is right up there. Flex time, healthy initiatives. Telework, if they did not use that as their primary benefit. Electric vehicle recharging made the top 10 this year, and also car sharing memberships. So that gives you a little bit of a view into what our members are offering. And then I wanted to thank also our partner organizations. So our partner organizations are working across the nation. You can see this list, and they're working across the nation to help us with our best workplaces memberships. They're going out to these employer sites, they're going to the best sites, they're going out and working with universities, and they're assisting them with their application or with increasing their programs. And so you can see we have a list across the country of different organizations. They could be TMAs, they could be commuter assistance programs, or even some private entities are working with us to help those employers, best sites, and universities gain this membership. And so I just want to have a big thank you. I can see from the list of attendees, we have many of our partnering organizations out there today. So I really want to thank you for everything that you've been doing to make best workplaces for commuters great. And I wanted to spotlight just a couple of our benefits. You can go to the website and see a full list. We offer many benefits. And with telework being one of the top benefits offered each year by our members, we offer a free seat in our telework certificate program. And so that's a self-paced course. And each of you, if you are members, you get 1 seat free every year in that telework course. And then if you're interested in providing more seats to your members, we can talk to you about that. But this is a really great course for those who are working remote or for those who are managing remote workers. And so we offer that as a benefit of your membership. And next in the spotlight, we have the Commuter Choice Certificate Program. And part of your member benefit is you get one seat. And this program is offered completely virtual. Wednesdays at noon, you can sign on and you can learn something about a topic that is going to be beneficial if you're an employer, a university, or a best site. And so those are taught by different instructors, and you can work towards earning your certificate. And so we have more information online, but that is one of our very valuable membership benefits. And we see many people signing up for that each year. Again, that is taught either online, in person, live by an instructor, or there are some self-paced courses that you can take to reach that and have that certification. And then I know this is what you've all been waiting for, and we are so very excited to offer a new publication this year. And so we are launching the Commuter Benefits Guide, and for qualified transportation fringe benefits, you'll be able to download this guide, your own copy of it. And it's we hope that it is very valuable to you. It's been one of our most requested benefits that we have, and so we've updated it. And I'm going to turn the time over to Phil Winters, who is the Director of Transportation Demand Management at the Center for Urban Transportation Research, and also member of the Best Workplaces team. So Phil, I'm going to turn the time over to you, and I'm going to stop my sharing, and we are going to allow you to share your screen. And Phil is going to give you a tour of the publication. So Phil, you should be host now, and you should be able to share your screen.
Okay. Thank you, Julie. Do you see the cover?
Yes, that looks
Okay.
great.
All right, great. Yeah, and congratulations to all of you for attending, and for the members and the partners and the best sites and best universities. We're thrilled, even under these pandemic conditions, that people are continuing to offer benefits, and the benefits to their employees may be changing over time, certainly, with it, for example, increasing in telework, for example. But even if your program may have dropped a little bit, we weren't setting out to penalize anybody for that. So we hope you continue to take pride in being best workplaces. I've realized that this year is our 15th year since we took responsibility and started the management of the program for EPA. So one of the things that we, as Julie said, one of the things that is probably the most frequently cited location on our websites over the past have been tied to commuter benefits. And we used to produce a more governmental looking commuter benefits guide, and we decided we wanted to make it more accessible. So with the assistance of our team here, we've been able to produce, hot off the presses, if you will, this ebook that can also be downloaded as a PDF. And as I think Christine explained, when you go to the website and you'll get a link to the ebook, and you can click on when the ebook opens, you can click on the middle of the picture. There's a way to go full screen, and that'll also give you the option to download. So download it as a PDF. This is approximately a $50 value that we're making free to everybody. Certainly it's free for the members, and then it'd be free for non-members who are attending here today for a short period of time. So I just kind of give you a quick review of this so you can kind of see what's in here, because there's a lot of material in there, and it's a lot of material we actually cut too. But starting with kind of the intro about what it's about. It's really about, when we say commuter benefits, what we're focusing on are qualified transportation fringe benefits, the Section 132F of the Internal Revenue Code, that allows employers to subsidize up to $280 per month for transit, van pooling, or parking. And we try to answer a lot of the questions and help guide employers that are thinking about introducing the program. So for example, and as Julie indicated with some of those graphs earlier, there are a variety of ways an employer can qualify. One is picking at least one of these primary benefits, where the icons at the bottom of the screen right now, including transit subsidies and telework. But over the years, we've added a few other new ones, including what some people in the industry call parking cash out, which most of us would probably prefer to call cash in lieu of paying for parking. But we also had added compressed work weeks. We added shuttles. We're trying to listen to what are the types of benefits that make the biggest impact and are the most welcome by employees. And so we'll be having some more coming, going a little bit forward, probably dealing with more electrification of commuting options. There's also supporting benefits for most employers that are over 20 employees. They need to pick at least 3. And what we can see on the list on the far right of these supporting benefits, there's a wide variety. We tend to try to group them here and to give you some general feel for category, that the category really doesn't matter. And we've both on the supporting and on the primary benefit, if you have a benefit that is unique that isn't shown here, that we consider to be the equivalent of one of these other benefits, then we can count that too. As always, for those that may not be familiar, though, there is a membership fee for non-Florida participants. We'll review any application for free. So there's no cost to apply. It's only a cost to become a member. So if you apply and get accepted, then we'll send you the link to pay, but there's no risk of submitting it. Again, it's all online. And if you want to see what has been submitted, as Christine indicated, you now have the ability to go online on our new website and pull up your record and see what's going on, and you can update. So if you have a change in the contact, or you have other people within your organization that you want to get notified of BWC activities, you can add them as well. So then part of it was trying to help the employer of all types, not just the employer or university or best site, understand like where would this be a good fit for their organization. And there's certainly some conditions that would lend itself to be more acceptable than others, but there are a variety of different ways of introducing it. And as you saw from the graph that Julie was showing, there's a lot of diversity in the types of strategies that are being offered. In many cases, they're offering many more than just a single primary benefit, or certainly many more than the supporting benefits. I think there's typically, 8 to 10 supporting benefits that most employers offer their employees, either directly or through a program locally that helps, such as an emergency ride home might be provided by a regional commuter assistance program for your employees. That counts. Doesn't have to be something that you as an employer provide. Then we try to break it into 8 steps to kind of lead the process. So if you follow the pathway, start here. It'll take you through 8 things to consider about what should be done. And again, it's trying to show that it's very doable and hopefully sequential enough that it makes sense for you going forward. The big picture, again, is all focused on the qualified transportation fringe benefit or commuter benefit for here. And that includes things that certainly where an employer can provide a subsidy of up to $280 a month. They don't have to provide that amount, of course, but they can, and they can actually provide that same amount for parking, transit, and van pooling. So, and then you can actually combine the benefits. They also, an employer, will get a little bit into this in a minute, but can provide it as a pre-tax benefit. In other words, the employer is not subsidizing it. In this case, the employee is using their own pre-tax income to pay for their, say, their transit fare, media, or their van pool fare. And again, here this goes into a little bit more detail on each of the options. And what you would expect to see, I think, over the years is that amount will continue to, from 280, will continue to go up at least in $5 increments based on inflation. So conceivably, it'll be should be higher next year. The employer benefits, just trying to give you an example of using the average salary identified by the Social Security Administration of about $53,000 a year. If they use pre-tax benefits to pay for their commute of fully of $280 a month on average, then the employee would actually, by using pre-tax, would end up with about $660 more in their pocket as a result of using pre-tax dollars than paying for the same amount after tax. So, and then one of the advantages of that, because it's pre-tax, it's not only do they not pay, the employee does not pay their 7.75% towards Social Security, neither does the employer in terms of matching that amount as well. So the employer, even though they may not be subsidizing, it would save about $257 per year as a result of encouraging pre-tax benefits. Again, it could change a little bit depending on which state you're in, which tax bracket you're in, and what those exact amounts are. But it should be give you a little bit of a feel for it. And on the right-hand side here is kind of the breakdown. Again, it's $660. There's a comparison of what it would be if they paid with without pre-tax dollars for that. In other words, they bought their transit pass at $280 a month after taxes were taken out. So we try to lay out a simple example so you can show. Now, the other thought is we do get people ask about who provides this. You may not be familiar, but the Bureau of Labor Statistics publishes something called the National Compensation Survey on an annual basis. And included among the benefits they track is what they call subsidized commuting. Now, subsidized commuting does not include parking, but is primarily transit and van pool. And they give you an idea. So for example, there are three categories they provide. One, the private industry, civilian, and then local/state government, excuse me. You'll see as you'll see as I flip forward that the civilian and the local/state government breakdowns will be following, have a similar table to what you see on the screen right now. That also we included this time is they also track flexible workplace. If you think about that in a flexible work schedule, flexible workplace is generally, you could interpret as telework where there's a formal program, not an informal program. So that's kind of a differentiation. But they provide a variety of ways of describing it, and both on worksite characteristics and geography, and also things like size of company. Here, go to the next page. Like, for example, at the very bottom, under workplace characteristics, you can get a distribution. So you can see at the very bottom right-hand corner, companies or organizations with 500 workers or more, private companies, 17% of the employees have access to. It doesn't mean they're using it, but they have access to the subsidized commuting benefits. Versus smaller companies that are 1 to 49, for example, are only 5%. The civilian is actually a combination of the private plus the local and state. So it's a combination of those two. So, but this gives you the ability, again, if you're talking to a private company, you can pull up the private, they can look at the private percentages of who's offering it, where they're offering it, who's getting more than another group or not. And again, it's access. And then geography, it gives you an idea. These are the categories that they've used. So for example, here in Florida, the South Atlantic group, you can kind of get an idea of how those three types of what we might call transportation demand management programs being offered, what kind of share it is relative to each other. And then state and local governments, obviously there's subsidized commuting, all workers combined. It's the highest percentage. Of course, it's a smaller group, relatively speaking, to the private and certainly civilian, which is in both, but you end up with about 12% of everybody in that group being offered. And if you look at different categories, both on that's state and local combined, if you looked at just state, state is actually much higher than the local, again, because there's fewer states than there are local governments. But local governments, I think, approximate fairly close to what the civilian civilian population percentages have been. And then we wanted to add, so we do get the questions occasionally, what difference might this make? And there has been research and continues to be research to try to better understand what happens with offering a variety of these benefits, what kind of changes are being done. And then skip, then we get into, it gets a little bit more granular as we go forward in the ebook, including trying to talk about some of the implementation details they may want to think about as they go forward. Again, it doesn't have all the answers for you, but it at least hopefully is raising the right questions and help stimulate questions to make it fit. Things like, for example, the employer can decide if they have multiple facilities around the country, they could decide, okay, my facility in New York will get $280 a month for transit, but here in Tampa, where we're at, you only the fare's nowhere near 280 per month. So it might be employees here get 80. So they both get maybe roughly 100% of the cost, or could be 100% of the cost, I guess, in transit. Or they could do make the decision that whatever the fare media is for that particular location, maybe they take a percentage. So we'll pay half and we'll let the employee use pre-tax income to pay for the other half. So there's a lot of flexibility. In fact, one of the challenges I think we found with employers in the past is there is a lot of it isn't spelled out, and there's a lot of flexibility built in of how it gets implemented. And so there are decisions that need to be made, but that allows you to customize it to your conditions and your employees' needs. Talking about how, again, some of the issues, do you use vouchers? Do you use other ways of paying for it, and how would you distribute passes and vouchers? Those types of things to consider. What should be included? Should it include all modes? Should it include transit and van pooling, but not parking? Should include all three. Should you give your employees a choice? How you might roll it out? Either some administrative decisions that need to be made, as well as some marketing decisions. And how you might actually looking at not just promoting, but evaluating the programs. Then what we did is we also took the Internal Revenue Service, when they issued guidance on this back in 2001, we updated the guidance dollar values only, but we kept, I think for the most part, the wording that was used by IRS to some frequently asked questions they had, and we've added a few over the years. But we've got 29 different frequently asked questions. So that might be a good place to start if something occurs to you, like, okay, what if this? Going to like question 19, could we vary the amount between facilities or types of employees? And the answer is yes, they can do that. They could decide perhaps a class of employees or a location, a downtown location versus a suburban location could have conceivably different sets of benefits based on the availability, say, for transit, or the idea that there's parking, paid parking for downtown, but there isn't typically in a suburban location. And then we kind of added on just a little bit of history. And I heard earlier today, somebody was talking about the idea of establishing parity, because transit and van pooling have not always been on the same dollar level as parking. So this kind of just gives you an idea there. And then we try to identify some useful resources. Most of them are like government resources and other interpretations going forward of changes. So I'll try to put that all in one easy to find location. So with that, I want to thank everybody here, and let me turn it back to Julie.
Thank you, Phil. And I just want to mention, if anyone has any questions, you can go ahead and ask those. One of the questions that came in earlier was, and Christine, I'll let you answer this, is, how do I get this guide? We had many people chatting with us privately and asking, how do I get this guide? So Christine, would you like to talk about how they will be able to receive the guide?
Sure. Thanks, Julie. So on the main website, so you go to www.bestworkplaces.org. On the home page, you just scroll down a little bit and you'll see under resources, it's got an image of the guide as well as a hyperlink. You click on that. If you are a member and you've already logged in, all your information will pop up, and so it'll be filled out. If you're a guest, we ask that you fill out your name, your organization, your contact information. And then once you hit subscribe, you will automatically get an email, and that will have the link to the guide. One thing I did want to mention though, and I know it's hard to see on this little tiny screen, and you got a lot of detail in the guide. If you click on the middle of the image, you'll see there's a little icon that says full screen. So if you click on that, then it opens up bigger, and then you have icons at the top for not only downloading it, but zooming. So you can zoom into a certain area that you want to read. So let me know if you have any questions about that.
Okay, great. Also, Phil, we had a question come in. What about the bicycle commuter benefit? Do you have any comments on that?
Yeah, thanks, Julie. That's a good question. That's a real good question. At this point, the bike commute benefit had been suspended through till 2026. There may be some legislative attempts moving forward to change not only the value, but how it could be implemented going forward. But at this point, it's simply suspended to 2026. It used to be $20 up, reimbursable up to $20 a month, or $240 a year.
Also, we had a question come in via a message. Will you be providing any more information sessions on the benefits guide if we request those? So will those be offered?
We hadn't necessarily thought about, but certainly that's something we would like to do, especially if partners would like us to help support their activities of their employers. We would be happy to do that.
Okay, great. So for those who asked that question, just send Christine or I an email, and we can look at scheduling something for your area. And again, we always like to customize our presentations and courses. So let us know what you need, and we can respond to that.
Yeah, we are. I should have added this. We are working on a self-paced course on commuter benefits that we'll be offering through our learning management system. It's probably about 80% complete at this point.
Okay, great. I think that was the last question, and we were going to ask the BWC team, Vanessa and a few others, to turn their cameras on. Vanessa, I think you're promoted. I really wanted to thank Vanessa because she was really responsible for the graphics and designing the guide. And so she did a really great job with that. And Brenton also has been great to help on everything. And also Jelena made sure everyone's certificates were uploaded to their site. So the BWC team, I wanted to invite everyone up, and we all want to say thank you to all our members out there today. And also we're here to assist you and help you with the new year. So it's going to be a great year. We have a lot of great benefits for you, and we hope you will take full advantage of your benefits. And also, Christine, I think you wanted to comment on, you're going to be giving some information sessions online to anyone who wants to learn about the new website.
Right. I would be glad to do that. And what we can do is we can share screen, and I could do a Q&A to help people through the website and find where things are. And then we'll record it. So if that time doesn't work for you, you can just go in and watch the recording, and hopefully that'll be helpful in seeing what great advantages this new website has for you. As I said at the beginning, you can now go in and see your own BWC record. You can change it throughout the year. Say you add a new benefit and you don't want to think about that at the end of the year. Oh no, it's time to renew. I have to remember everything I did all year long, right? So you can just do it as you add a benefit. Maybe you add a site, right? Maybe you open a new location, close this location. You want to update all that as you go. So now you can do it online very easily. And I did want to mention, I put the link in for the evaluation. We'd love for you to fill out a quick evaluation about this webinar so we can get your feedback and know how we did.
Or about the program in general. We do appreciate the feedback that we've gotten. We realize there've been, with any introduction of a new website, there are always some bumps in the road, and we're trying to smooth those bumps out. But if there's something we can do better, please let us know.
Okay. Well, with that, thank you, everyone. And again, thank you from the BWC team, and congratulations to everyone on the list. We look forward to a great year with you.